Okay, this is John here with Studio Oracles, and I have one for a lady named Sandy in Santa Monica. And like I've said many times before, if this pertains to you, because we are a collective, unified force in consciousness, we're all from the one God centered, heart centered. We can all glean from this if this pertains to you. So I'm going to jump right in for Sandy because I believe this is crucial. I felt an urgency about this one because of what I saw, and I'll just share with you the details of what I saw in the spirit. And for you, Sandy, and others like you, I saw you sitting on the what looked to be the pier in Santa Monica. There's a big Ferris wheel. I've lived in LA in the past, so I know that area well, and it very much looked like you were sitting with your legs dangling over the edge, and you were had some very very dark sunglasses on to cover your eyes because they were so swollen from not only just bawling your eyes out but because of deep depression. And this has to do with the dreams that you felt that you had an expectation in. You had an expectation when you went to Hollywood, when you went to LA, believing that something was going to take place, and you've seen some things. You've been there several years, and you've seen some movement in your craft, in your honed skills, and you're very good, by the way. You remind me of Jodie Foster, the actress. That's kind of the imagery I'm getting. In fact, you've even heard that before from someone telling you that you remind them of Jodie Foster, the actress. And there's some brilliance there because Jodie Foster was a brilliant actor in her prime, and so you are similar, but yet your own. And this has cost you something. It's cost you, in fact, dearly. And you're sitting here contemplating whether you want to stay here or not. In fact, you're contemplating whether you want to jump over the edge in the middle of the night and be eaten by the sharks, and nobody's even going to care. Can I just stop you right there and say that, Sandy, before you take the plunge, allowing your ego to dictate to you what it wants to do is off itself. Before you listen to that, I want you to stop for a moment and listen to what this guy that has no clue about who you are in the natural, but I see you in the spirit, and how big you are and how loved you are by God and the universe and the expansive cosmos and so many around you. Now, I know the egoic side of you doesn't want to hear that. It's like, oh, who cares? Nobody cares. Nobody cares. Nobody loves me. It doesn't matter. But I'm here to tell you that God sent me on a special mission just to give this transmission to say to you that there is there, if you could just see what's right around the corner, there's a massive breakthrough. And I'm reminded of Matt Damon, the actor that was offered 10% of Avatar, but he turned it down because he was busy at the time, and I don't know all the details, but for whatever reason, he just turned Avatar down, and he kicks himself for that. He turned down $200 million for the first one, and then the second franchise of the Avatar, The Way of the Water, I'm sure it would have been similar or even more. So this is the kind of opportunity that's facing you, is something big and enormous is sitting right in front of you. And what's been trying to happen for you is life has been trying to happen for you without you um, allowing the ego and the conditioning to say it has to be a certain way. And that's why it's been so grueling and difficult, because you've latched on and you've had to forge your own way, understandably so, because of your childhood. You've been victimized, and you've had some trauma, suffered some real trauma in your childhood, and you're like, okay, I'm going to show them. And so everything from that point forward was all egoic force, egoic effort, stress, the sweat, the pushing forward in your own strength. And to a degree that served you in some capacity. But what the greater good God has been trying to unveil to you is to say, I can make this real effortless for you. And this is what I've been trying to send my love message to you for. In fact, you've had several key people surround your life over the last few years in that region to say similar things to you. So this is just another witness of a guy named John, Studio Oracles, sharing this love message with you. And I really believe it is a love message for you because there's healing coming to your heart. There's healing coming to your all of your energy centers. There's healing coming to your mind. There's healing coming to your soul. There's healing coming to even your body. This is taking a toll on your stomach area. I see where you've really lost some weight and you've become thin. Almost dangerously so sometimes because of your stomach just been in has been in knots. It's been in turmoil. You've been in turmoil. And I just see just by the words coming through right now, this has gotten to you in an unusual way. You've this message has gotten to you in not a normal way, but in an unusual way, and you've come across it, and it's bringing healing to you right now because you know now that someone sees you. God sees you through someone that doesn't even know you. And I want you to be encouraged in that because if you go down the path of listening to the ego and its demands, you'll never know what's on the other side just waiting for you, and it's closer than you can imagine. Just stay the course. Take your legs up off the pier, metaphorically and naturally speaking. Take your legs up off the pier and head back towards your dwelling place. As hard as that is, as difficult as that is, there's grace to do it. There's grace for another moment. There's breath for another day. There is love that's surrounding you right now to say you are on the path. You've questioned this path so many times, but there's no need to any longer question the path that you've been on. It's just been your own journey to wake up out of the ego's demands and begin to integrate and heal it and integrate it in that order so that the greater part of who you are, your spirit, the bigness of who you are, love, is leading the way. Just know that there is a new way for a fresh moment and a fresh way and a fresh day. It's coming for you. It will overtake your life in such a way that you could have never imagined. Now there's key components in this. All you've got to do is just show up. When they make the call, when they send the text, when they send the email, just show up. It doesn't matter how you feel and how you look. They know the greater part of who you are, the gift that they've seen in you. And this call this time is going to protect you. Where others haven't protected your heart and have actually seen the real you, Sandy, these people will. And I saw three key figures in this next offer that's coming your way that will transcend and transmute everything that you've been through so that you can walk forward with your head held high and in a humility that is very welcoming, a humility that's very attractive. Because you will have recognized through self-awareness at the sound of this transmission, you will have recognized that, wait a minute, that is what's been happening. And I'm seeing you watch the flashes. They're coming really brightly over the next few days. They're going to come real profoundly bright inside of you. And you're going to see, oh, that's what that person was for. That's who I met, and what they said was actually true. It's all going to come together like Lego pieces snapping together for you. Those key moments when people said, hey, this is what is actually going on in the inner work inside of you. And they've all linked together. It all just matched together like something just snapping together. Snap, 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 snap. Or dominoes falling in line. Just tick, 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 you know? It's one of those things where you're just going to be able to see it in a moment's time. Everything's going to slow down and you're going to see actually what has been taking place for your life. And then you're going to recognize, wow, this was true. So don't worry about the vehicle situation. Don't be concerned about the health situation. Everything's going to begin to align and heal up as you move forward. This has been the test of all tests for your life, obviously, but it's also the moment where the ego has been found out to say, hold on a minute. You're no longer in charge, wounded little Sandy. You're no longer grabbing the wheel. You're no longer trying to drive the car at 5 years old. No, 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 no. That's not what's taking place now. You're sending love to little Sandy, and little Sandy is finding her rightful place in right next to you in the passenger seat, not in the driver's seat. You, Sandy, the real, genuine, authentic you, which is about to be seen in a myriad of ways, is the one that's driving the car. And beyond that, the greater part of who you are in circumference around your life is love surrounding you driving the car. So just remember that when there is an oracle like this that's coming for your life, it means that there's a crucial moment in time that wants to stop you dead in your tracks to say, I want to keep you from being dead. I want to keep you and show you that you're right there. You're on the precipice of this wonderful, amazing thing coming through. And it's not just for the accolades, it's not for the money, it's not for the fame, it's for the greater good of who you're serving and who you will be a light to in the current now and in the future. You have yet to meet those that you have actually been sent to be of massive service to. You've met a few here and there that will trickle in, but those that you really call to give service to in a real meaningful way, those are right around the corner as well. They're waiting for you there. So they're calling you in deeper and deeper into the light so that you can be the bright light of service without the ego making its demands trying to survive. See, the ego is not to be killed off. It's to be sent love to so that it can integrate that love and you can integrate that love into the greater part of who you are so that the survival mode does not take precedence any longer. I'm just seeing you're not going to have to live in survival much longer. Things are being provided for you effortlessly. They're beginning to overtake your life, beginning to overtake the areas that you've sown into and everything. Just there's another thing that I'm hearing inside internally is that everything that you've done so far, a lot of those things have served you in the spirit to build equity. Yet they have not been a loss. It hasn't been wasted years. There are some choices that you made that will disintegrate and dissolve over a period of time so that you won't even have a remembrance of those. But that has not been in vain. It has not been wasted years for the time that you've been out in LA, Santa Monica, Hollywood, Hollywood Hills, Hollywood Hills, Hollywood Hills. There's thrills in Hollywood Hills yet ahead for your life. And the thrills are very good thrills. They're not the thrills of yesterday where you got your thrills in the lower frequency and the vibration of things. These are thrills at a higher ascended level where you're going to have divine appointments and divine meetups and synchronicities happen in the Hollywood Hills that are going to really blow your grid or blow your mind. And they're going to return the innocence to your life because you've been one that's been known for innocence, and it's very attractive, it's very inviting, but it also the narcissists in the industry and surrounding your life and family members also take advantage of that. We know that you're real empathetic, you can feel atmospheres, you can feel people's motives, and that's a real gift for acting and for producing and all. You're going to have your hands on all of it. Even more so as you go forward in about 5 years, you're going to look back and say, what in the world did I just come through? I can't believe I'm actually here as compared to where I was sitting on that pier 5 years ago. And you're going to actually write a book about it, or someone's going to help you write that book. There's going to be dictation style involved, and it's going to turn into a blockbuster at some point. It's encapsulating your life story, and it's fascinating because you've been through a lot of twists and turns, a lot of hills and valleys, a lot of people trying to take advantage of your gift because you are that gifted. But I just want to encourage you that your deliverance, your hope, your celebration is right around the corner. Pick yourself up, walk back to your abode, watch what happens over the next 3 weeks. Over the next few days and 3 weeks, things are going to accelerate, open up, and flow into your life in a way that you couldn't even have dreamed happened because these are synchronicities that you can't make it happen through your own strength or your own egoic efforts. That's what's being disseminated and dissolved away from your life so that you can live from your heart place, your heart-centered place. You're going to create and design. You also have this design gift, this creativity in acting and directing and producing, but you also have this design gift that's going to be pulled on to illustrate heart-centered realities in the future, the heart-centered way. That's where we're headed in this consciousness. You know that, and that's why there's been such a war because you haven't been able to allow these things to come forth because you were in such survival mentalities and modes. No living in cars anymore, no living in weird situations in little boxes and little rooms. That's all going to change very swiftly for you. So, oh, it's just amazing to see what's going to happen in your life in the days ahead. Mom is Mom is being detached. Mom is being detached. Mom is being detached so that you can walk free in the woman that you've been called to be all on your own. And then those that are called at your frequency level will join with you as you walk forward. So I hope that encouraged you, Sandy, and all those that it was for. If any part of that was for you, just hold on to it and receive it, is the same as coming for your life in different ways, not the same exact way as Sandy herself, but it's there's going to unfold in similarities in Hollywood and in the industry and things that you put your hands to in different realms. Some of your singers, some of your actually behind the scenes that are listening to this, and it is blessing you like nobody's business. So receive what you feel an unction to receive in. All right. And like I said, I just feel for you. I feel nothing but love for you, Sandy, and everyone listening. So until the next one, please send me some feedback if you feel so led to do. You can send me an email, studiooraclesinfo@gmail.com. I do not open these up for email or excuse me, for comments on the videos for very obvious reasons. I want to stay in a high vibe. I don't want to lower and go lower and lower and lower for somebody coming by and trolling and just wanting to attack. Doesn't serve anybody any good, but you can definitely get a hold of me through email, studiooraclesinfo@gmail.com, and I would love to respond. All right. We'll see you again. John here. Aloha from Maui, Hawaii, Hawaii. Ahuiho.